our spirit. What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Renee is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Renee.
Good morning, everybody. Have you ever had to have a do-over? I've had a couple this morning now. Welcome. This is DeEtte here on School Through Spirit on the Edge Network. As you all get to see me every Monday morning, which is awesome. Hello, Tim. Hello. I'm like playing with my background a little bit. I don't know which way to go because it really does change if I change my chair. Anyway, guys, that's where my headspace is at today. It's just, I feel like I'm having Monday morning do-overs. Guys, I've already started the show once. Already been there, done that, started it, and went, where are people? I never hit the go live button. So I had to have a do-over. And I just feel like it's been this crazy thing for me this morning. I've been going, where should I put my screen at? It's not where it was last week. Oh my gosh. Just craziness going through my head. And I'll tell you what, I think it's just going to be par for this this show, which is totally fine, So this show really is about bringing through words of spirit, enlightenment, things that kind of come to my head. Do I have a little bit of planning? This much. The planning a lot of times is Neil Diamond Walsh's book, The Wisdom of the Universe, which you guys know, I just love Neil Diamond. I really do. And bringing it about with him really started because when I started this, I was like always in this, oh my God, is spirit going to tell me what to talk about? And grant you, they always showed up, always show up, which is awesome. But I got in the habit of being really scared. Okay. So I was go to Neil Diamond Walsh's messages I get every morning and using those. And then a beautiful friend of mine sent me this book and I thought, wow. And I really started to incorporate the book. And it's incredible because I can flip to one page in this book any given time of the week, one time a week. And it really is going to set the tone for my week, which is incredible. But most of the time, guys, I open the book and it's talked about my last week. So for me, it's just confirmation of what has been going on in my life and going, oh my gosh, yeah, this is right where I'm supposed to be at. This is everything. So I still use the book. I'm going on 3 years. 3 years of loving Neil Diamond Walsh. It's been longer than that. And about a year of using the book, which is awesome. And I'll tell you what, this is how much I use it because in a year, I'm beating up this book. It's becoming one of my cherished things that I tell you what, I beat up. So let's talk about today. Beautiful picture, gorgeous picture. Okay, and it says all of it is the same thing. My God, my face is so dark. I'm going to adjust the lighting here, guys. Ooh, that even got worse. Now you can maybe see me. Can you see me now? Maybe. Anyway, it's got to be a little bit better. I was really in the shadows. Anyway, it says all of it is the same thing. Essential truth. Life is all a matter of perspective. Life is all about a matter of perspective. If you can see this truth, you will begin to understand the macro reality of God. And I will tell you what, when I say the word God, I'm not talking religion here, guys. I'm not going down the, good morning, Larry. I'm not going down the religion trail. Okay. So don't think when I say that word, it's a religion. It really is about the God that's within us. And going that more spiritual direction than the religious direction. So I don't want to scare people off. But it says, and you will unlock a secret of the whole universe. Life is a series of incredibly rapid moments. These movements are, oh my God, I can't read again today. I'm going to have to start wearing my cheaters. I'll tell you what. Life is a series of minute, incredibly rapid movements. These movements do not affect at all the immobility of beginningness of everything. That is, such as the seemingly unmoving rock, whose subatomic particles of matter are racing around continually, even as the rock seems not to be moving. The rock is moving and not moving all at the same time. It is a movement which is creating the stillness right before your eyes. There is no separateness. There cannot be for all that is all. There is, and there is nothing else. From a distance, it looks solid, not moving. But when you look very closely at what is actually happening, you see that everything that comprises that thing called rock is moving at an incredible speed through time and space in a particular pattern, which creates this thing called a rock. Excuse me. Which then is the illusion, the oneness, the stillness of the rock, or the separateness and movement of its parts. Both observations are accurate. Both realities are real. From the limited perspective with which you view all that is, you see yourself as separate and apart, not as one unmovable being, but as many, many beings, constantly in motion. The rock will not be a rock forever. The same is true for you. This is what the soul realizes at the moment of what you call death. It is simply a change in perspective. You see more. You see more, so you understand more. You see the rock, and you see into the rock. Your perspective creates your thoughts, and your thoughts create everything. And if you can remember it before you leave the body, your whole life will change. As assume a different perspective, and you will have a different thought about everything. Holy cow. Oh my God. Good morning, Michelle. And if this isn't what I've been looking at in the last week, I really don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Why? Because in the moment of this, I'm reading this, and I know it's a mouthful, and I know everybody's going, what the hell is she reading today? Like, what is this crap that she's bringing to the service? And what is she going to turn this into an enlightenment? Because trust me, this has been last week going, my brain wants to explode. My brain wants to explode. Why? Because quite honestly, that's what I've been working on, is this perspective of things, this perspective, moving up, pushing forward. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? Oh my God. And it's been magical. It's been magical because guys, last weekend, and I know I talked about this a little bit on Monday, I taught a certification course, which is awesome. Now, talk a bunch of mediums that are already mediums and done tell them, say, I'm going to mess up your world. I'm going to change the perspective of everything I've ever taught you because now we're going to another level. And they went, huh? For good reason. Why? Because my own perspective has changed. My own way of looking things has changed. Okay? I used to always tell people, and this is a popular view, everybody's psychic, but not every psychic is medium. Good morning, Adrian. I used to say that. I used to say that with the great ones. True believed in it. Then my perspective changed. Then my understanding of death or not death changed. My understanding of reality completely changed. And when that changed, I had to look at everybody and say, guess what? Everybody's a medium. I'm a medium. You guys are mediums. There isn't a person walking that's not a medium, which is the technical term. The technical term of medium, that wonderful Webster's dictionary, is somebody who has an ability to be able to speak with somebody on the other side of the veil, something that is unknown, and bring those words to you. It's basically what a medium is in a nutshell. Somebody that can talk to somebody that's no longer in a meat suit. Now, we've always said that you had to have special abilities to do this. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, nobody needs special abilities to do this. And I know this might not be rocket science because it's not. The more you put into the thought of this, just like rocket science, the less it makes sense. You can't overthink this, guys. You cannot overthink this. So we're going to start from the medium aspect, and then we're going to go to out the meat suit aspect. So let's do it this way. So when I look at you as a body, in this body, and I tell you, you can talk to your grandma, and you look back at me and you laugh because a lot of people do. They look at me and go, not me. And I go, but you do it, and you do it all the time. There is very few, the minute amount of spirits that I've talked to that have said, I haven't talked to you. No, that's not how it works. They tell me all the time. We are talking to our loved ones all the time. Good morning, Miss Jamie. They talk to the loved ones all the time. And you guys hear them. You don't acknowledge them, but you hear them. And I always come back with, guess what? Things have not changed. You didn't listen to your mom, your grandma when she's alive. You're still not listening to her now that she's on the other side. And people usually laugh at me. And then I have to teach them how they're coming in. And they're mind blown by this, because I will tell you what, there's nobody on this face of the earth that doesn't have some sort of a mind chatter going on. Unless you, let's me take that back. If you're a monk or a nun and you've been in constant prayer for years, you might not have any mind chatter. For the rest of us, we got a ton of mind. We're constantly talking in our minds. We're thinking about everything, especially when we have issues. And when do we not have issues? We think about those things in our mind constantly, always going around. You may not be acknowledging it, but it's happening all the time. And then you'll get on that thought where you're really trying to figure out how to do this, and you've got these pauses in your brain because you're thinking, okay, how should I set this up? Maybe I should do this. No, that's not going to work. Maybe I should do this. No, that's not going to work. But you have these pauses. Now, how can you tell when somebody on the other side is talking to you? There's no pauses. You'll think, maybe I should do this. No, you shouldn't. That's a dumbass move. And your spirits, your loved ones, if that's how they talk, that's how you're going to hear them in your head. No, that's dumb. Don't do it that way. Okay, maybe I'll do this. No, that's not going to work either. How about you do this? And then all of a sudden you think you have this brilliant idea of, oh my God, I should do this. When really it's your loved ones, because that's how loved ones talk to us. They don't have lips. They don't have a voice box. They don't have what we have any longer. But what they do have is energy. And they speak to the energy of us, which is in here, which is here. So loved ones will come in and talk to you all the time, not just in your dreams, not just moving your keys from room to room, because they do all that wonderful stuff too, but actually talking to you in your mind all the time. Or if you're more of a visual person and you're seeing things, how things should be. Even in your mind, seeing pictures, you will have pauses as you put it together when your brain is thinking. And when your loved ones or your guides are coming through, they're rocket fast. They're popping these pictures faster than anything. But we ignore that, don't we? We ignore that we have this outside assistance all the time. All the time. And everybody said that's what a medium does. But trust me, everybody does it. Because there's nobody I've ever talked to that has said, no. Oh, wait a second. When you explain it, holy crap, that happens all the time. Yeah, it does. When we acknowledge it and we start to realize it, and we have an understanding of how this works, you start to realize you're always talking to your loved ones. So then, guys, I adapted. Difference between a medium and me and you is I practice. So I can hear your loved ones too, not just mine. Because that takes surrender. That takes trust. I'll tell you what, it's easy when my sister's in my head. To me, that's a no-brainer. That's my sister. But to hear your sister in my head, I've got to do some surrendering. So how do I do that? How do I go to the next level and surrender outside of practicing? It's to understand this whole process, to understand what we consider death, to understand that, okay? Now, we always understand death, and I will tell you, for the majority of people walking the earth, death is this thing that is just the end of a person, an end of a loved one. I'm never going to be able to see or talk to them again. I'm never going to have their touch. I'm never going to have this. And you're right. You're never going to see them with your eyes. You're never going to be able to hold them in your arms. But what you're not going to lose is them. So let me take this as a different perspective. Good morning, Cade. You have a great day too. And let me take this to a different perspective so that I don't have you all confused. Again, perspective, guys. So I'm going to change this to something different. I'm going to put my foot to sleep. Y'all been in that time and space where you drove the jalopy, right? You drove that car that was your jalopy, that literally down the road. You know what I mean? Maybe not so much everybody anymore in this day and age, because I'm seeing these 70-year-olds with the really nice cars that I want. But back in my day, we all drove the jalopy. You know, our parents said we got $200, go find the best car. And I'll tell you what, I wish I could still buy a car with $200 that went down the road, because I'd probably do it. But that car never seemed to last forever, okay? It was going to have issues. It was going to have engine issues. It would have a timing belt issue or timing chain back in those days. Or the tires were really on their last leg, whatever was happening. Or, you know, the gas gauge didn't work, so you're running out of gas. Got it. Put my leg to sleep, guys. And literally, we got stuck on the side of the road, didn't we? Lo and behold, if you drove a jalopy, at some point, you got stuck on the side of the road for some reason. Or you got into your car to leave, and the car just, and it didn't start. Okay? So the car died. Car's not going anywhere. Might as well either bury it or make it a lawn ornament, because that's the best you're going to get out of this thing. So you got out of it. You didn't die, did you? And I know you're going, that's preposterous. Why would I die just because my car died? Like, no, all I do is go and get a new car, and I'll get in it and I'll go. Same thing with your body, guys. No damn difference. The only difference is we get the new version when we're born, and we drive it into the jalopy version. That's the only difference. It's still just a car. It's a mode of transportation for a soul. That's it. So when this dies on the side of the street, or in my bed, or wherever it's going to die, when this becomes a jalopy and it is no longer functioning, my soul is going to get out of it. That's all it's going to do. It's going to get out of it. It's going to go, yep, lawn ornament or worm food. There you go. Sorry to get that blamed, but that's what it's going to be. It's either going to be a lawn ornament, which, God, please don't put me out in your yard, because that's going to get gross after a while. But something is going to happen to this body, and I don't really care. On the other side, and I always say the other side because you know what? That's what we like to term this. But trust me, guys, it's not the other side. It's just a different energy space. It's a different energy space is what it is. I'm going to look back on this, and I'm going to remember this body. Just like I remember my jalopy. And I'm going to have some fond memories of it, just like I did my jalopy. But it's going to continue. The energy of me, the best of me is going to continue. And that best of me can go and talk to everybody I know and everybody I don't know. Why? Because, hey, Elise, why? Because I can. Plain and simple, because I can. To understand that when somebody, quote unquote, dies, when this body ceases to work anymore, for myself to think that I can no longer have my person, to me, is preposterous. Why? Because they're there. Their energy is still there. Can I wrap my arms around them? No. Can I call them on the phone? No. Can I hear their voice? No. Can I still feel them? Yes. Can I still get their words? Yes. Can I still know they're everywhere? Yes. And I will tell you what, guys, just as I used to ignore my sister when she was here, because guess what? I was a really good little sister, and I took my turns at ignoring her. She still finds, just like she did when she was here, ways to get my attention. And she's really good because she has lots of practice and tons of avenues. So if she can't get me directly, because I'm stubborn, she will literally find somebody else to come to me through. And she's done it through total strangers. She's done it through the radio. She's done it through every avenue she possibly can, because she's energy and she can do this. And so can't you if you change your perspective. Now, how does this make more sense? Well, let's look at that word energy. We talked about energy and them being energy. They're my nose itches. I know I got loved ones everywhere near me. So let's start looking at the perspective of energy. Let's look at two different sources of energy. Two. The first energy is your cell phone, guys. This thing, let me see. I know everybody watching me knows what this is, right? My granddaughter are gorgeous. Everybody understands this, okay? For old folks like myself, we used to have a landline. This was my idea of holding my phone. I mean, I couldn't just put it on speakerphone and walk away. I had to be like this all the time. And I had this cord coming from it attached to a wall, attached to my wall. And I could go outside and I could see that cord that was attached to my wall inside to my house, streamed up to a power pole. And I could see the phone line going down the road and attaching to everybody else's house. I had a visual idea of what energy was. Okay. Well, then they came out with these buggers, and I can remember fascinated. Now, the first ones, guys, did not look like this, just so you know. It was a big box with still my handle and still a dial pad. But I can remember looking at that thing, turning it up and going, telling my mom, where's the cord in this? And she's like, no, it works on energy. It works on airwaves. And me going, that's preposterous. That's no. So when they got smaller, before they got bigger again, cord, we learn the energy of, hey, this phone has an energy, an invisible cord attached from this phone, invisible, to a tower, a metal structure somewhere. And it's an invisible line. And that invisible line is solid, rock solid. Very little is going to interrupt that invisible line. Why? Because when it stretches so far that it can't reach this tower anymore, it's going to find another tower. And it's going to connect to another invisible line to this tower. Always an invisible line, isn't it? And we can believe in this, can't we? We can believe that this little box works like magic. We can believe in this. But when I tell you the soul is the same thing, when I tell you that this part of you that you can't see works the same way as your cell phone does, it's the same thing. To us, it's invisible. To us, to our naked eyes, invisible. Because I can guarantee you there's somebody in the world that has some gadget out there that can see the invisible lines from my phone to a tower and can somehow magically see all those lines to prove it's there. And it's the same thing with us and people that have passed. We just can't see them with our naked eye. They haven't changed. It's our perspective that has changed. Our perspective says if there is no longer a body, I no longer have my person. That's our perspective. Change your perspective, guys, and realize that, guess what? Just because they have died, that body has died, does not mean they're gone. Everybody can do this. Everybody has that opportunity. And I'll tell you what an amazing opportunity. Why? Because there's so many other things that they have that we don't have. When we come into this body, we know everything. You are born knowing everything. Everything there is to need to know about everything. It's awesome. It's amazing. And we're put into this body. And I'll tell you what, for that first year, our parents are going goo goo and gaga. And oh my God, this is awesome, blah, blah, blah. And they put us in situations that we don't have to worry about being safe. Why? Because most parents either put us on the floor or they never leave us alone on the couch so we don't roll off. They put us in cribs with walls and blah, blah, blah. We never have to hear the words, we're not safe. Well, for about a first year, it's awesome. And after that first year, our perspective changes. Idea of the world starts to change. We're starting to be told things that just aren't true, are limitations. What are those words saying? It's not safe, but yet it's a limitation. Now, I'm not telling everybody to go jump off a cliff without a parachute, because my God, you're probably going to die. The body is no longer going to exist. So I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, when you hear those words, this is not safe, this is not this is not that, you are having somebody else tell you what your limits are. Somebody telling you, oh, no, presidency is just for the few. That's a limitation. Oh, no, you'll never have money to go to college to be that. That's a limitation. All those other things are limitations. But if I told every one of you and had you believe me, and I changed your perspective, and I said, you have no limits, no limits. And I said to you, you can be president. 1 every 4 years can be president. There's a lot of room for that. Is everybody on earth going to be that? Nobody. Remember, not everybody wants to have that job. Not everybody wants that job. Everybody can go to school to be a doctor. There's no limits there. But not everybody wants to deal with blood. You see where I'm going here? There's no limits on anything you can do. And trust, there's always going to be room for everything. Why? Because not everybody wants to do what you want to do. Now, the problem is, as we get older, we get more limits. We start to believe what people tell us. And the biggest thing we believe is that when we die, we're dead. So let's leave. I'm telling you right now, get rid of that limit. Why? Because just like me telling you, you can go to college and you can be a doctor if you want to, if you change your perspective. I'm also telling you, you can talk to your dead people if you change your perspective. And now when I say dead people, I'm talking about a dead body, not a dead soul. Now, what happens if you go, wait a second, I'm going to believe yet. And I'm going to start listening. I'm going to take her lessons that she gives us, and I'm really going to start just quieting my mind and listening. What if you realize what's going on? And what if every time you had a dilemma, every time you had an issue, you can go to grandma, you can go to grandpa, that now know more than you know again. Why? Because they're out of the body, and they got the rule book again. Somebody gave it to them and said, here you go. And they went, how did I forget all of this? And that really doesn't matter, because now they have it back. And now you have this source of knowledge that you never realized you had. Because trust me, when you don't limit yourself and you realize that you can speak to energy that is a soul that has been with you all the time, and you can speak to that person, all of a sudden you have a source of knowledge coming in. Now let's expand that a little bit. Let's expand that. Because I've got 3 people in my head that people always want to talk to. And trust me, guys, Elvis is never one. Well, I don't know why. I would think by now, hello, Deborah. I would think by now Elvis would have been one of those people. But no, people want to talk to Abraham Lincoln for some strange reason. Okay. They want to talk to Michael Jackson. I get it. And they want to talk to Prince. Totally understand that. And trust me, guys, I've talked to all 3. Plus a handful. I've talked to Elvis too, just so you know. And it blows me away every time when they show up. Because in the beginning, I always thought I'd get this big rocker dude or whatever they are in my head. No, not even close. They're an everyday person, an everyday soul that come through with this beautiful information that's mind-blowing. It's even more mind-blowing for the person that's literally looked at me and said, I need to talk to Prince, because trust me, it happened. And I went, oh, okay, I don't know how I'm going to prove this one. But he proved it. Without a shadow of a doubt, he proved it. So I'm telling you, you can talk to those same people. Something you could not do while they were in the body, you can do now. You can literally in your mind say, hey, do you mind coming? I need some advice. I need some help. And it's incredible where you can go with that, what you can do with that. It starts to open up your world. You start to realize you are not here by yourself. You start to realize that no matter what you do, you're always going to have somebody there to help you, somebody there to hold your hand through this. Just realize at all times, guys, that these people don't die. They keep going. They keep evolving. And one day they come back to another body. Because we all want a new jalopy. We all want that brand new car. The only difference is they're driving it into the dirt. They're getting one car, they're getting into it, and they're driving it until the wheels fall off. And very few of us do that anymore. But yet, we do it all the time. That's how we came into this world. So start to change your perspective, guys. Start to change your perspective, not just on that, but on everything. Start to look at things in a different view. I'm talking about one of the biggest, hardest things anybody can wrap their head around is mediumship. That wonderful word. But if you start to change your perspective on everything, you're going to be blown away by how much easier your life is going to be. You're going to be blown away by, holy crap, why didn't somebody teach me this before? Because you're going to open up the doors to so much more coming in. And it's beautiful. So change your perspective. It's going to change your life. Okay? Well, with that being said, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And we come back, we're going to do our 5-card stud with a new deck that I received. This is Jet. I'll be back in a few minutes with School Through Spirit on the Edge Network.
Do you or someone in your family suffer from nightmares? Is your home cluttered and you can't seem to clear it out? Your home or office may have low vibrational energy, and it could be impacting you and your family. Using the ancient techniques of dowsing, Master Dowser Annette Regalo can raise the vibration of your home or office by identifying and curing stress lines and negative vortexes that may be creating disharmony in your home or office. Annette has over 20 years of dowsing experience and is passionate about creating high vibrational spaces for others to live and work. Contact Annette today at 612-394-3736 or AnnetteRegalo.com. Join us at the Souls of Spirit Spiritual and Holistic Expos as a part of your spiritual awakening journey. Get ready for a day of enlightenment and exploration at one of our upcoming expos. Our events are where all things spiritual and holistic come to life. Experience a diverse range of vendors offering healing jewelry, natural products, and metaphysical merchandise. Immerse yourself in the mystical arts guided by mediums, psychics, and Reiki practitioners. Interact with energy healers and health professionals ready to provide rejuvenating services. Be one of the first 25 attendees and receive a fantastic gift bag full of treasures from participating vendors. Bring your loved ones along. These family-friendly events have something special for everyone. The $5 entry fee includes educational speakers and up to 40 vendor booths. Mediumship group gallery is just $25. Free expo admission for those under 12 or showing military ID. Find out more about upcoming events in North, South Dakota, and Montana at soulsofspiritexpos.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is Jet here on School Through Spirit on the Edge Network. So everybody knows the ones that are receiving books. I haven't gotten to the post office yet. So they're still here. Your names are in them. I got your addresses. I just haven't sent them. So I apologize for that. Normally I would have had that off by that day or the next day. I got too much going on. Sorry. And I'm going to try to get there this week. Hey, Lee, how are you? So a couple of things going on in my life before I get to our 5-card stud. I want to let you know where I'm at this next weekend. Oh my God, it is so. Good morning, Lori. Gosh, I haven't seen your name forever. So happy to have you here, dear. So where am I going to be this coming weekend? I'm going to be in Unalaska, Wisconsin at the Unalaska Omni Center. Omni, OMNI Center. And that is this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, something super awesome is going to happen this weekend because guess who's got the gallery? I do. So what's that mean? I'm going to be there at 10 a.m. doing readings. I'm going to have scheduled readings from literally 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. all day. You can have those readings with me. But for 1 hour in the day, we take a break and we go to a room and literally I stand in front of an audience and talk to as many people that have passed away to give those beautiful meet and greet messages, which are always so powerful because I tell you what, as much as I love doing mediumship on a one-to-one, my happy place is a gallery. And it's because, can I give everybody a reading? No. But is everybody so strongly affected? Yes. And it's amazing because I will see the person I'm reading for crying, but so aren't the people in the room with them, or the room is laughing with them. It just affects everybody, and it's so powerful. And I love to have those moments. So this Saturday, I'm in Onalaska, Wisconsin, at the Onalaska Menominee Center, and that's from 10 to 5. Make sure you show up, say hi, give me a hug, just like Lee does. And we will go from there. Now, guys, I decided I'm not taking Sunday off. So where am I at on Sunday? I gotta tell you, where the heck am I on Sunday? I should know this off the top of my head. I don't know this off the top of my head. I should, but I don't. Oh, holy cow. I am so sorry. No, it's me. You guys know this is me. So where am I this Sunday? This Sunday, I'm at Madtown Paranormal Expo. Yes, Madtown Paranormal Expo. Oh, shoot. I got to call somebody and let them know about this one. They just got a hold of me. Yeah, do you know of any paranormal events coming? And I was like, no, I can't remember this one. This is where I'm at. And it's at 3116 Commercial Avenue in Madison, Wisconsin. We start at 12 that day and we go until probably about 4, maybe 5, something like that. Maybe 6. I don't know. We start at noon and we keep going for the day. Normally I have a cutoff date. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to be doing readings all day that day, which is awesome. The cool thing is, again, we don't start until noon. It's 2 hours late. So it's probably 2 hours late. So 7 o'clock. Let's go for that. But during the day, you have me. All I'm going to do is readings that day, which is awesome. Oh, awesome, Michelle. Doing readings all day long. Who else is going to be there? Scotty Rourke. God, I love Scotty. I love Scotty. It's more than a fan crush. I love Scotty. I felt like the moment I looked into his eyes for the first time that I've known him for eons, thousands of years. And my soul just, I love Scotty. He's going to be doing a presentation. Paranormal 101 workshop by Larry Essler is going to be at 2 p.m. Dowsing Rods with Dan Norvell is going to be at 3 p.m. I'm so excited for we got Scotty Rourke, the man I love. We have got Larry Essler, my BFF, and Dan Norvell, one of my best friends. I will tell you, my backbone, my support, my man. Booyah, all in one place. And at 7 p.m., there is an after party with bands, the whole 10 yards, which is going to be incredible. So if you're closer to northern Wisconsin and or higher, obviously, if you want to go that shorter trip on Alaska, that's literally around the Wisconsin, Minnesota, over close to that border. If you're in southern Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, even crossing over from Minnesota, I'm in Madison. Either way, 2 great days, 2 chances to get those personalized readings with me. I love it. It's awesome. And I'll give you a little secret, guys, because y'all know I sell gift certificates, right? Off my website, diet.us. The cool thing is if you buy them on my website, you're going to pay the full price, what I charge every half hour or hour. If you're at my events and you buy a gift certificate from my events, you get them from my event prices. Just so you know, that's a little secret. And I always carry a few with me so that you can get those. So let's get to this deck. Enough about me. Let's get to the deck. The Wise Tarot, or the Wise Fool Tarot. The Wise Fool Tarot. This is by Cade Burkhammer. And forward is by R.J. Stewart, which is incredible. It is a tarot card. I don't see I think he is a self-publisher of cards, which is awesome. I received these a couple of weeks ago, and I will tell you what, I've been wanting to open these cards ever since I got them, just because I love the Fool card, guys. I love the Fool card, and I love the Tower card. I can't even tell you how much I love those two cards in a deck. So, paper off, or cellophane off anyway. So, the back of this thing, I'm going to need my glasses for this. The Wise Fool Tarot is designed to evoke deeply personal, contemplative stories that can encourage awareness and influence the evolution of the psyche. Tarot offers inquisitive readers a chance to discover options for mental, spiritual, physical change. The archetypical imagery and concepts transcend worldwide language and cultures and are meant to cross boundaries and dogmas, symbolic of human condition and the collective unconsciousness. Tarot creates a gateway to intuition and reveals meaningful paths that can exist positively and honestly within this rich, contradicting, exuberant world. WFT, which is the Wise Fool Tarot, exists to spark dormant wisdom, hidden truths, and to demonstrate the responsibility for new freedoms and the growing concept of life. Pretty cool. What I really like about this, I will tell you what I really like about this is look at these images on the bottom here. Look at these images. See, it's got the spades, it's got the clubs, it's got hearts and diamonds. People in the world understand that, guess what? The tarot really originated from a deck of cards. Is what literally a regular deck of cards, and it was the suits. And what has happened is they've evolved over time. So you've got the major arcana, which are your Tower card, your Tower, your hearts, your Tower card, your Fool card, your Magician, your Sun, your Star, the Devil, the Death, the blah, blah, blah. Major arcana. Most cards have those on some level. And then you have your minor arcana, which is your 2 or your 1, straight through your king. So your 1 being your ace, straight through your king cards in all 4 suits. Now, some cards go with wands, pentacles, staffs or wands, pentacles. Oh my God, cups, and my head just went blank. I'm so sorry. My head just went blank. Anyway, 4 suits, 4 things, but different cards called different things, but it's always the club cards. So we're going to get this open. As we know, my hand does not like these type of boxes. There's nothing against them. They're awesome boxes. It's just my hand doesn't work very well with them. So I opt for boxes that are a little bit easier for me. I like it. I always show the inside. It's just a box on the inside, which is totally fine. And it's got a nice book that comes. It's a nice weighted book. The book has the same thing written on from the box did, which is cool. And it's a nice little book. And it does have the Temperance. It's got the Hangman. It looks like it's got all the normal major arcana. So other people like me that goes, oh my God, what is this? That is pretty awesome. It does have that. I also like the fact that the top of the book, I don't know if you can see this little imagery at the top, which would be the club card, which would be clubs. And for him, he's got triangles inside the club, which is awesome to me. So it does feel like that is representation of something. I don't know what, because again, I haven't. Oh my God, he's got a negative. I love this card. He's got a -1. Or is it 1? I don't know, but it's the Muggle card. Oh my God, it's the Muggle card. I love Muggles. I'm a Harry Potter fan. Can you believe it? So I love this. So most cards start with the Fool. His doesn't start with the Fool. His starts with a Muggle. The -1, which I love that. Oh my God, we're gonna just figure out what that is. It's I'm gonna figure out what the -1 is because I'm intrigued. Okay. It says, before the psychic journey or mental walkabout begins with the Fool, it is important to pay tribute to the mundane, the non-magical aspect of life. The family depicted in this card stands outside of the white picket fenced house. Beyond this fence are cliffs of all 4 sides. I like this. So basically, that's what that's about. I love that. I like that. I love that very much. Give me 1 second. I'm with my grandson by myself. I just heard a door. I want to make sure he's by there. So I'm going to throw you guys a quick commercial. I'll be back to do your reading.
Attention, curious practitioners in the realm of transformative experiences, holistic wellness, intuitive guidance, and metaphysical arts. Are you ready to expand your horizons and take your practice to new heights? Join the Edge Partner Directory, where your expertise can shine and your services can transform lives. We are dedicated to creating a community of practitioners who are as curious and passionate as you are about guiding others on their journeys of self-discovery, healing, and growth. As a member of the Edge Partner Directory, you will connect with a network of like-minded practitioners who share your curiosity and passion for exploring the depths of human potential, and showcase your unique offerings to a diverse audience of seekers actively looking for transformative experiences here, there, and everywhere. Embrace your curiosity and take the next step in your practice's journey to becoming an Edge Partner. Learn more at edgedirectory.net. Again, go to edgedirectory.net.
Okay, you guys, I'm back. It turns out it was the garage door slamming. Who would have thought? Okay, let's get back to this. So I really like that he has a -1, which is just a non-magic. What's a muggle? Non-magic folk. So I love that aspect. It does have I also like this. I will tell you what, I like this also. It's got the normal introduction, ways to use the tarot. Obviously, it's got the different spreads. I like that. I like this though. I love this. You're going to see. Now, it always is going to have a section that says, this is the card and this is what's about. The major arcana always come with some sort of a story. Don't ask me why. They always do. I like that he has a quick reference section, okay? And this is like the full, has no limits, challenges the traditional definitions of reality. I like he's got the quick Nick Notes version of the major arcana in there. So I'm liking this deck so far. I really am. Loving this deck so far. So let's open these cards. He's also got cellophane around these. Ooh, they're soft. Look at this. They're pretty. They're really pretty. I like those. I like those. I do. So we're going to do some shuffling here really quick. You know what I mean? That's what we're going to do. So, hey guys, who else is in some transition at this point? I am. But anyway, I want to just shuffle these cards really quick. I like this also. It's got, if you look at this, it's got cut open fruit on the back. I do believe that's a kiwi, and it's also an apple, because if you open up an apple, to me, they say it's a hard apple. I always see lungs there. That's what I always see in the center of an apple. And then you've got the stars, obviously, in kiwi. So I guess it's what you see in things. So maybe not what I see, but what you see. So let's do some shuffling and hear what's going on. And then cut the cards, because you know that's what we do. And let's pull card number 1. Remember, guys, 5-card stud really is about, you can get up to 6 readings in a card. Hello, Heidi. Haven't seen you in a long time. You can get up to 6 readings in this 5-card stud. How? Because you can pick 1 card, 2 cards, all 5 cards, or you can go and have the full reading, or you can do any combination. I always suggest people, if you know what we're doing, literally write down your questions. Write down 6 questions, okay? Assign a number to each question. I'm going to number card number 1, write it down which number this is going to answer which question. At the end, you're going to have a bigger question in all 5. But this is really about your life, what's going on, maybe what's going on this week. So the first one I got, it looks like the 9 of clubs. The 9 of clubs. Ooh, look at that. Look at that imagery. That's pretty cool. Because I'm not quite sure what his 9 of clubs is or what it means. I'm going to go to the book for reference, but we're going to look at, I do like the imagery of that. I have to get to the 9. I have to go the exit direction. I went the wrong direction. So it's the 4 circus performers. Yep, there's 4. Perform on stilts. They have power to pride in their theatrical action and in their self-expression. They work together to discover their differences as they play each of the 4 elements. Their collective creative force has focused attention to inspire others. Now, this card is really showing up that this project, the 8 of Wands, so his clubs are the wands. The project of the 8 of Wands anticipate and has moved On to, there is no doubt, no matter the consequences, this is the right place to be. You have shown conviction to the inner truth, celebration of endurance, and power of spirit. So if you see, he uses the play of the 8 into the 9, which I really like. But this card is really shown, if you pick card number 1, that you have shown that conviction, your inner truth. You have figured out who you are, and you are starting to celebrate that truth of you. Okay, so if you pick this card, you are starting to celebrate the truth of who you are. You have figured it out. You've done the work, and you're finally standing on your podium screaming, hoorah, this is who I am. So that's card number 1. Card number 2 is the 8. I love how we're going in backwards. So this is wands. This is wands on fire. Let's go to the 8. Okay. So I love this because this one is being excited what you have just learned and things of that nature. So being excited what you just learned, you're progressing rapidly. Don't hesitate to express expanding creative ideas in an energy, exploring your fierce joy is what he's stating this. So a better interpretation, for all that's my understanding of it, is looking at yourself that, you know what, you've learned some really amazing things. Number 2 is, so if you've been kind of looking at yourself, it's time for you to realize you have learned stuff. You have gone through the trenches. You are finally standing proud. Okay. So this isn't 9 where if you pick number 1, like, oh my God, I'm already there. Number 8 is really, we're working towards it. We are getting there. It is time for you to go up and to realize that now you're going to start going forward much faster. Life is going to start speeding forward. And it's not necessarily something you were expecting, but it is happening. Okay. So number 8 is all about that awareness that you've learned it, and now life is starting to move. Of course, it's going to number 7. Oh my God, I don't like how this is looking. Number 7 is really finding that you're hitting that point of, you know what, if you pick number 7, you're at this point of frustration within your life. You're at this point of frustration. You feel like you kind of hit a wall. You don't know if you're coming or going. You're going, oh my God, what's life got to do with what at this point? And really, if you pick card number 7, it's not about acknowledging that part of it, because that's really kind of the dundrums of it, but to realize that, wait a second, I've hit this wall. What can I do with this? Okay, what is a different idea? What is a different perspective? What is a different way? What else is there out there to challenge me? Where else should I find another mentor? Should I find a class? Should I open a book? What should I open a business? Whatever it might be. You're in a point where you feel kind of frustrated. You're in the conundrum of life that just goes, oh my God, I don't know what to do next. And it's saying find some challenges. Push yourself a little bit harder to find where you need to go next. Okay. I had a feeling shuffling, but these cards, you know what, even if it looks like y'all see me shuffle them, this makes sense to me. And I'm liking that they're going backwards, not forwards, which really kind of is sparking my interest. So we're going on to 6. Now, number 6 is, I love this. Number 6 is really about a victorious achievement is executed. You have reached a level of accomplishment, and your efforts are worth recognition. Okay. So if you pick number 6, you've achieved something. You've achieved something. You finally completed something. And that's where it's at. You've completed. And if you pick card number 4, you're at a completion level. You're at a completion. You're going, okay, I've completed this. I am done. And now it's time. And it's not time to jump on that bandwagon to do something else yet. Understand you've achieved it. Celebrate this. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a moment of rest before you start running down the road to something else. Okay. And I have a feeling we're going to, yes, number 5. Let's go there. Number 5 always feels like you're at war with yourself. It really does. Look at this. Look at this card. It always looks like it's at war to me, right? But nobody's really fighting. Doesn't it, you know, the card is always about fighting back and forth, but the perspective of, are you really fighting? What are you fighting for? Type of thing. And his idea of it, it's a time of simultaneous determination and immobilization. This card may also signify ideas that are being challenged through the energetic exchange and a positive result emerging from feuding for the common good. And it's really kind of interesting because that's really what this is. When you find a lot of times in arguments, and I'm going to say not fighting, but arguments, you tend to be fighting for the same thing. You're always on the same team. But what happens is you're fighting for your perspective to be seen, your perspective to be understood. And this is what's coming down with this card. Realize that you're part of a group. Realize that you're part of a team and that really you're on the same team. And let's merge things together to kind want to go forward with this. And it's bringing it all together to say, oh my gosh, I'm not by myself. I have a group. We're all together. And to go forward with it. Realize that there is this energetic exchange. Realize that everything is on a positive nature. It's not negative at you. Even if you feel like it's negative, it's not. And you're going forward with it. A lot of times we feel things as negative because, again, it's our thought process, it's our perspective. But not all things that we perceive bad end up being bad. Most of these things actually, if not all of them, end up being good for us in some way. Okay? So card number 1 was the 9 of Wands, which card number 2 was 8 of Wands, 7 was, or then card number 3 was a 7 Wands. Card number 4 was the 6, and card number 5 was the 5 of Wands. Now, when I'm looking at all this as a group, this is going to be one heck of a week. This is going to be a holy crap, get your clean panties on and use suspenders to hold these babies on, because this week's going to be a lot of ups and a lot of downs is what it's going to be. Okay. And when I say about this is it's all going to be about, oh my gosh, I figured out who I am. I'm celebrating who I am. I'm going to talk about who I am. I'm going to be this and that. Look at how far I've come. Your life is going to start to speed forward. And then you're going to stop and you're going to go, oh, hell no, what am I doing? Ugh. And you're going to have self-doubt. You're going to go, oh my God, I can't do this. I don't know what I'm doing. Trust that all you have to do is kind of flip that switch of perspective and start at it again. It's not going to take you long to realize that, wait a second, I did it. I didn't realize I did this. And it's really going to come through this support and this. You're going to have this week is going to be about always going forward fast. And by the end, coming back to say, wait a second, all this happened for the best for me. And start to see things from the looking back at the journey. Okay. So this week is really about really going full speed forward, having that completion. And when you finally complete what you've been on this whole trajectory of things, you're going to look back and go, wow, look at what the journey's been. What's the journey been? So this week is this is going to be a crazy week, guys. This is going to be a week of holy cow moments all week long. And I'm super excited about that. I am super duper excited about that. So I hope you enjoyed the Wise Fool Tarot by Cade, Burkhammer by Cade. And I thank him for sending me his cards. I hope he has been able to read and see this. I'm going to send him a clip of it if I can find him, because I need to find this information. Anyway, guys, this has been awesome. I haven't figured out a giveaway yet, so you're going to have to give me a few weeks on that one. I have got a really busy couple of weeks, and I have to go through a box of tarot cards, I think, to figure this out. Any which way, guys, this weekend, again, you can find me Saturday at Alaska, Sunday in Madison. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great weekend. Lots of fun, lots of energy. Come in and gave me hugs. I love those hugs. I love it when you guys stop by and go, oh my gosh, hi, I wanted to see you or meet you or whatever. I'm always so excited with that. So guys, hopefully, and you will see me next Monday morning here on School Through Spirit on the Edge Network. We're just here about supporting the community, supporting other people, and bringing people into the fold to support themselves and realize how amazing they truly are. See you guys next Monday. Bye-bye, guys.
There are psychic mediums, but there is nothing like DEET. Let's face it, we all struggle time and again. But if you seek the clarity you deserve, then you need to seek DEET. As a master teacher, DeEtte studied under international psychic medium Lisa Williams. Together, they not only help DeEtte better tap into spirit, but also build a long-lasting relationship. So many psychics tell us what we want to hear, and that just won't cut it with DeEtte. She tells you what you need to hear. No sugarcoating here. To book a reading with DeEtte is simple. Just visit her website, deette.us. That's deette.us. And follow the Yellow Brick Road to connect with DeEtte. Don't just sit there and ponder those questions. Ask them and let DeEtte guide you every step of the way. You need insight now, and DeEtte can help. Just visit deette.us. That's deette.us.